The purpose of this guided practice video is to let you practice correcting subject-verb agreement errors. This video works best if you follow the directions, pause when you are instructed to, practice correcting the errors on your own, and then resume when you have completed correcting the errors so that you can compare your answers to the actual correct answers. Let's begin. Let's look at the first sentence. Police officers arrive or arrives just before dawn. Remember, in subject-verb agreement, you need to determine if your subject is singular or plural, and then make sure that your verb matches that. At this point, pause the video, determine if the answer should be arrive or arrives. When you're ready, resume the video. In this sentence, the subject is police officers. Police officers is plural. Therefore, our verb must also be plural, and the plural form of the verb is arrive. So we would say police officers arrive just before dawn. Let's look at the second sentence. The team make or makes history at every game. Remember, look for a singular or plural subject and then make your verb singular or plural to match. Pause the video, determine which verb should be used, and resume the video when you're ready. Okay, so here our subject is is the noun team. Team is a collective noun. That means, by definition, it is a singular noun, but it's made up of many parts. One team is made up of many players. Well, we aren't talking about the many players here. We're talking about the one team. And that means that team is singular. So our verb must also be singular. So we would say the team makes history at every game. Now that we've done a few, let's try to do two at once. I'm going to read both of the next two sentences and then ask you to pause, find the answers to both sentences before you resume. Our first sentence says, Italy and Greece blank places located in the Eastern Mediterranean, and you will determine if the verb should be is or are. Our second sentence says, neither John nor his friends blank responsibility for the accident. And again, you will determine in that second sentence if the verb should be accept or accepts. At this point, pause the video, find the correct verb for both of those sentences, and resume the video when you're ready. So our first sentence says, Italy and Greece, blank places located in the Eastern Mediterranean. Our subject here is Italy and Greece. So here we have two subjects joined by the word and, which means we have a compound subject. Anytime we have a subject and another subject, the word and automatically means that we're putting two things together. So our subject is plural. Therefore, our verb must also be plural. So we would say Italy and Greece are places located in the Eastern Mediterranean. In our next sentence, we have, neither John nor his friends blank responsibility for the accident. Our entire subject here is neither John nor his friends. But here we have the word nor in our subject. That means we have a choice of two subjects. Our subject could be John, or our subject could be his friends. When you have the word or nor in the subject, you need to use the subject closest to the verb to determine if it should be singular or plural. In this sentence, our subject closer to the verb is friends. So we're going to use the word friends to determine whether our verb should be singular or plural. Friends is plural. Therefore, our verb should also be plural. So our sentence should read, neither John nor his friends accept responsibility for the accident. All right, you're doing great. Let's keep on going. There are two more example sentences here. Let's do both of these at the same time we're pausing the video, but I will read them to you first. The first one says, the lightning, not the booms of thunder, scare or scares me. And the second one says, they're blank the books I've been looking for. At this point, pause the video and determine the correct verb for both of these sentences. Resume the video when you're done. So our first sentence says, the lightning, not the booms of thunder, scare or scares me. Our entire subject before we get to the verb is here. The lightning, not the booms of thunder. We have a lot going on in this sentence. We have two nouns. We have lightning and we have booms of thunder. So how do we know which one to pick? Well, this is an example of a sentence that has extra words in between the subject and the verb. So first we need to decide what it is that we're talking about. So what is it that scares me? Is it the lightning or is it the booms of thunder? Well, here it says not the booms of thunder. So therefore, the real subject is lightning. Now that I know that lightning is my subject, I can ignore all of this and just look at my verb. And if I did that, I would see that lightning is singular, so my verb must be singular. And I would say, the lightning scares me. In our next example, we have there blank the books I've been looking for. Our subject is there. That's all we have before our verb. So when we have there or here as our subject, we have to find the first noun after the verb and use that to determine whether we're talking about something that is singular or plural. In this case, that noun is the word books. Because books is plural, that means our verb will also be plural. So we would say, there are the books I've been looking for. All right, last one. No one blank to come to the party. Pause the video, decide if the verb should be want or wants, and then resume the video when you're done. So our sentence says no one blank come to the party. Well, what's our subject here? Our subject is the word no one. This is an indefinite pronoun. If you remember from our video on subject-verb agreement, an indefinite pronoun is a pronoun that doesn't refer to anything specifically. So these are words like no one, everybody, anybody. We don't know whether we mean 0, 1, or 100 when we're using these types of pronouns. Because of that, we just always treat them as being singular. No one should be especially easy to remember because no one actually means 0, and 0 cannot be plural. And so by default, it's singular. So we would say no one, and the singular verb here is wants. So we would say no one wants to come to the party. If you need a refresher on subject-verb agreement, refer to the chapter in your textbook that covers subject-verb agreement and also re-watch the subject-verb agreement video.